Hello, today I'm going to be walking you through the G403 Hero mouse in Logitech G Hub. We'll start off on the main dashboard. When you open G Hub, this is typically the screen you will see. You'll see all connected products. We'll navigate to the G403 Hero. And here I'll be going step by step through all the options. So with LightSync, we have the ability to turn on or off the primary, which is the scroll wheel here. All personal preference, but there are these presets like a fixed color solid, cycling through multiple colors automatically, the breathing effect where it will fade in and out over and over again. There's a screen sampler now, and this gives customers the ability to say choose a color from on their screen and apply that color to the RGB lights on the device. And then there's an audio visualizer, which will essentially look like a graphic equalizer based on what you're listening to. If it's music, then you'll see the lights pulsating across your keyboard specifically, just like a 15-band equalizer. I prefer all of my lights off. You can also make this persistent across all profiles, which will basically lock in your lighting settings for the G403 Hero across all of your profiles. So when you join Fortnite, it won't change to the Fortnite colors of purple and sunset and all of those different automated profiles that are set up. CSGO is the same as well. Next, we're going to move on to the assignments. So by default, we have the primary click, the secondary click, your forward button, your back button on the thumb, your middle click, and by default, the button right below the scroll wheel will cycle through your DPI steps. These can be replaced by commands on the left side. You'll see some common ones like cutting and pasting. Our customers aren't just gamers, but also use our products for productivity. And you'll see commonly used key combinations being bound to, say, the forward or back button or the DPI cycle button. You can also go to individual keys or combination of keys. You can create actions for Overwolf, Discord, OBS, and others based on what you need out of your devices. Or you can create macros, like if you wanted to use DPI cycle to, say, hold F. We'd go to repeat while holding, record the keystroke, which would be an F, stop recording. Once we save, that macro can be dragged onto the DPI button. In which case, I can bring up TextPad, and I should be able to hold down this button, as so, and it will continue repeating until I let go. Moving on, there are also system commands, such as your middle click. You can also bind an extra secondary click button. The position of this DPI button right here might make it a little tough to use it as an action button in a game that you use frequently due to ergonomics. It's kind of awkward moving your pointer finger from the primary click down to the DPI switch button. Moving on, we can go on to the sensitivity section. By default, the mice ship with steps of 400, 800, 1600, and 3200 DPI. Again, this is personal preference. Some users will be switching between DPI steps while in game, even in the middle of a game. Others prefer to keep their settings minimalist. So I'll set this up the way I set up all my mice. I delete all steps except for the one that I use, which is this DPI shift speed. That's pretty much it. Here you can also, adjust your report rates. So 1000 per second would equate to 1 millisecond. And before we move on, we'll go to the settings very briefly. There is onboard memory mode. When using onboard memory, you'll notice down below that the device is in onboard mode. Enable software control to configure it and access all features. So people seeing this message at the bottom of the screen for the very first time, after clicking onboard memory mode on, will hit enable and might be confused. I just enabled onboard memory mode, but down here you're telling me to disable it. So in order to change any of the settings for the G403 Hero and our other devices, the user will need to enable, so you can edit all of these individual settings. So there we go.